Welcome back to Lamoda Academy, Indonesia. You're here with me, Gayu, and Lizzie. Let's continue with today's lesson. In this final video of the series, we'll recap and analyze the results of the Indonesian basic bodice pattern. We'll observe the mock-up, highlight the key characteristics of this system, and discuss when adjustments are needed based on garment design. Let's start by looking at the darts, both the shoulder dart and the waist dart. On the front bodice, the shoulder dart appears quite long, almost reaching the bust point. For clients with a fuller bust, this longer dart is actually very helpful. It reduces excess volume in the chest area and minimizes gaps between the bust and the shoulder. The waist dart in the Indonesian system is directed toward the bust, which helps shape the waist more cleanly. Compared to simple systems or dressmaking systems, bubbles around the waist area are significantly reduced. Now, let's move on to one of the most distinctive features of the Indonesian system, the shoulder seam position. In this system, the front bodice is drafted longer than the back bodice. As a result, when both pieces are joined, the shoulder seam is naturally pulled slightly toward the back. On the mock-up, you can see that the shoulder seam sits about 2 centimeters behind the natural shoulder line at half scale. In actual size, this shift could reach approximately 4 centimeters. This characteristic makes the Indonesian system very suitable for garments that use shoulder pads, such as blazers or structured outerwear. Because the seam is shifted backward, it becomes less visible from the front, and the shoulder pad fills the gap, creating a strong and lifted shoulder line. However, for dresses or garments without shoulder pads, this shoulder position may look less natural. Visually, the shoulder can appear slightly twisted, even though the garment is still comfortable to wear. In these cases, a shoulder adjustment is highly recommended. The adjustment is done by lowering the shoulder line on the front bodice and raising it on the back bodice by the same amount. This helps balance the shoulder length and brings the seam closer to the natural shoulder position. After adjustment, the shoulder seam still sits slightly toward the back, maintaining the character of the Indonesian system, but the position looks much more proportional and visually pleasing. It's important to note that this adjustment does not start from the neckline. The neckline remains unchanged. The adjustment begins from the shoulder dart area and moves toward the armhole, keeping the neck shape safe and intact. Overall, the Indonesian pattern system produces a cleaner mock-up with minimal bubbling, especially around the armholes, waist, and shoulder blade area. The waist darts shape the body beautifully, even when there is a significant difference between bust and waist measurements. Personally, I prefer the Indonesian system for garments that emphasize body silhouette. While the calculations are more complex compared to simple or dressmaking systems, the final result truly justifies the effort. In sewing, there is no single system that is always right or wrong. Each pattern system has its own strengths and limitations. The key is understanding the characteristics of each system and adjusting it according to the garment design and the client's body shape. With this video, we've reached the end of the Indonesian Basic Bodice Pattern series. Congratulations on completing the entire series, and thank you for learning with me. If you enjoy learning through videos like this and would like a more in-depth explanation, let me know in the comments. I'm considering creating a detailed course like this in English. Thank you for learning with me and Lizzie. We'll see you in the next video. See you in the next course, and happy sewing!